Hey everybody, welcome to Cooking with James. I'm your host James. Today, another simple and delicious cook. This time, we are going to be doing ribs, the best ribs in the oven. I'm going to show you how to get them to perfect, fall off the bone, and it's going to be amazing and easy. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure to hit that bell for notifications so you're notified when my future videos come out. Let's get into the cook. Alright, so before we get started, I just want to show you what we got, some of the ingredients that we are going to be using, and the first thing I'm going to show you is the ribs. And it's kind of ripped a little bit here, but they are actually baby back ribs. Now, if you have spare ribs, do it the exact same way. It'll turn out just the same. So we've got some ribs. We're going to be using some butter, probably about 4 pats of this. We got 1 cup of brown sugar. For the seasoning, this is going to be a great mix. Actually, I really like this. So we're going to be using some garlic salt and then some Cajun or Creole seasoning. I'm using Tony Chachere's. And then we've also got some apple cider vinegar. Now, if you don't have any apple cider vinegar, you can use apple juice, pineapple juice, orange juice, or if you don't have any of those things, you can use water as well. And then, last thing, we'll need some tin foil, and that should do it. So I'm going to take this out, get it prepped up. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so here is our rack of ribs. Now it's facing with the bones facing up. You got your meat side here and your bones here. So the first thing that you want to do is on the back here, there is a membrane. Okay, the best way to remove this, and you want to do it because it's chewy and it's not good, and it's going to keep from your seasoning getting into the meat as well. So first thing you want to do is get a butter knife and then go into one of these bones and then just go kind of under the bone. And what's going to happen is that membrane will pop up. Okay, now let me bring you in just a little bit so you can kind of see. Alright, so the membrane started to pop up here a little bit. Now you grab a napkin and you grab that membrane, and with any luck, you just start pulling on that membrane, and it should all come off in one piece, just like that. Alright, so we are good to go there. And actually I got a little small piece back here I'm going to get. Just a very tiny piece. Alright, so we're all set to go there. Now from here, very simple. Let's go ahead and season it up. Alright, so the seasoning we are going to go in with first is going to be the garlic salt. And just get a little bit of that right on the back there, even across everywhere. And then we want to go in with, I don't put too much, but the Cajun or Creole, the Tony Chachere's, any kind of Cajun seasoning is fine. And then just get that on the back there. Now the seasoning with the Creole and the garlic salt and everything, along with the sauce that we're going to use, is great. It is so good. I love it. Okay, so we got the bottom seasoned up. Let's take a look here. And we are going to flip this over. Actually, I'm going to let this sit for about 5 minutes and sweat a little bit. I'm going to turn it over, and we are going to season the other side. Alright, so now we got it turned over, and now while you're seasoning this, turn your oven on to 275 degrees. So on the top side, got some more garlic salt, and let's get that evenly over everything. And then the Tony's or whatever kind of Creole sauce or seasoning, but whatever seasoning that you guys like to use. If you have a special barbecue seasoning that you like or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just this is a great combination with what we're doing here. So we've got this seasoned up. We're gonna put it aside for a minute and take it to the next step. Okay, so from here we've got the ribs seasoned up. It's very easy. I just got like a cookie sheet pan or one that's big enough to fit the ribs in, and we've got some tin foil to line that. Now I'm going to grab the brown sugar. Okay, we're going to get some brown sugar, and we're going to get this all the way across the middle here. And now we're going to add 4 pats of butter. So these are probably, each pat is, I don't know, close to a tablespoon or not, probably a little more than half a teaspoon. So 4 pats on there. Now we're gonna grab our ribs. Okay, so now we got our ribs and we've got meat side and bone side. We want to put the meat side on top of the butter and the brown sugar. Now from here you want to start to fold this up. So the reason why is because we're going to go in with some of that apple cider vinegar and you don't want it leaking everywhere, so you're just kind of making a little makeshift boat real quick. And then we're going to grab our apple cider vinegar and we're going to be using, give this a good shake, about 1/3 cup, and then just go kind of across the bottom there. And if you don't have that, don't worry, use any kind of juice, or apple, pineapple, orange, water, whatever you got. Just use some kind of liquid in there. It's going to help cook this, okay? Now we are going to finish folding this up, make it nice and tight. Oh, this is such an easy recipe and it's so good. Now, we got our oven heating up at 275. It is just about done. Actually, it is done. Now you want to make sure that your ribs, where you want the meat side facing down on the brown sugar and the butter. Okay, now let's put them in the oven. All right, we got our oven set at 275 degrees. Now we're going to put our ribs in. And make sure that that rack is in the middle. And we are going to give this 2 hours. We'll see you then. All right, it's been 2 hours in the oven. Let's take these out. Okay, so we just got the ribs out. Now, obviously, the pan is very hot, so don't touch the pan. It's going to cook it at 275 degrees, but we are going to open up the tin foil and the ribs. And there should be a bunch of juice in here. Oh yeah, let me turn this around for you real quick and grab these. And because the juice, you're going to want to save some of that juice because it's got the brown sugar and everything in it. So let's open that up, and you can tell these are good to go because we got some great pullback on the bones. Oh, and it smells amazing. Just bring it in real quick so we can get an idea here. Yes, it's like all that juice in the bottom, and then pull back on the bones over here, all the way down actually. So what you want to do is the juice, we're going to remove the ribs, save a little bit of that juice and put it in a little just small bowl because we're going to baste it with that, and then we'll bring you back to the next step. Okay, so we got our ribs out of the foil. Now back on to the sheet pan. Make sure to leave your oven on at 275 because we will be going right back in this for a minute. Now grab your barbecue sauce, and we got the back side of the ribs, and just make sure to get some sauce on the back. And then while you're doing the back, make sure to get the sides, all the sides as well. And then we're going to do the top. Okay, so now we got the top side of the ribs, and what I want you to do is some of that broth that you saved, the sugar and butter and apple cider vinegar or whatever you used for that last part, just give it a nice little drizzle all over the top. Ooh, nice and sticky. That is, that's great. That is great. Alright, so go ahead and set that aside. Now with the barbecue sauce, just to kind of show you what I'm using, it's the old classic everybody knows, but it is Sweet Baby Ray's. I'm using the hickory and brown sugar, but use whatever kind of barbecue seasoning that you like. There's so many different ones that I use just from time to time. So here, we are going to go in with our barbecue sauce. And, you know, get it nice and pretty. Get all your sauce on there and then paint it so it looks good also when you are getting ready to cut it. I mean, if it doesn't matter to you how it looks, I mean, honestly, just really how it tastes. But get all the barbecue sauce on there. And then from here, oh yeah, it's already looking good. From here, we're gonna go back in the oven at 275, and we're gonna give it 20 to 30 minutes for that sauce to thicken up. Let's do it. Okay, we got our oven still set at 275 degrees, and we just finished saucing up the ribs. There we go. We're going back in to the oven at 275, 20 to 30 minutes. If you want it a little more sticky, give it 30. If not so much, give it 20. We'll see you then. Okay, so this is what we turned out with. So I actually gave them 25 minutes to cook, and here's what we ended up with. I'm gonna say, oh yeah. You can see the little pull apart from the bone. These are gonna be delicious. Now we wanna cut into them. Now the best way to cut into these is turn them upside down just to see. Now you're gonna lose a little bit of sauce, not much though, but find your bone and go right down the middle of your bone, just so you're getting a good cut for the other side. Let's get one more here of these big guys. Yeah. Perfect cuts. I'm gonna lose a little bit on top, but oh well. Let's see. No, not too much. So that's what we got. Now the last thing to do is give it a bite. Wow. This is how you tell that you've cooked a good rib. Don't be misconstrued with the fall off the bone stuff. This is still fall off the bone, but you want to, when you take a bite, you want a clean bone, but you want all your meat to stick on. Don't go anywhere. I'll meet you up top. I got some words to say. All right, so we are finished with our cook, and that is how you do ribs in the oven. Now remember, you can use whatever seasonings you want, whatever barbecue sauce that you want, but to get your ribs to turn out perfect so they'll fall off the bone, but still, you know, when you bite it, all the meat don't come off, but it's still a great, perfect, tender bite. That is how you do it. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell for notifications so you're notified when my future videos come out. Give a thumbs up, drop an awesome comment, share this video. With that being said, we'll catch you on the next cook. Thanks for watching.